Yes. Cannabis News with Joe Klare is October 30th, 2018, the day before Halloween. Welcome, everybody. The show, as always, is presented by the Marijuana Times. Check us out at marijuanatimes.org. Click the video tab for the show, social media links, all that good stuff. marijuanatimes.org. As you can see, I'm still battling the flu. It's a continuation of yesterday's show. I'm slightly better, but not nearly 100%. And, again, as I said yesterday, I could take the day off, but I've been here 5 days a week, every single week, for almost a year now. I think we're right around our 1 year anniversary. I should have looked up what the date was, but I didn't. So here we are with guesswork. In any case, I've always done the show 5 days a week, 5 shows, like clockwork, out there, no matter what time of day it is, no matter what's going on in the cannabis world. I'm bringing the cannabis news to you. And if you think about it, really all I'm doing is a video podcast with the flu. I mean, back in the day, women used to give birth in the fields that they were working in. So, what I'm saying is comparisons are difficult, but I soldier on with my level of discomfort, and I share it with you. Today, we're talking about the word marijuana and the N-word as well. Also, New Jersey lawmakers, we told you a few weeks ago, I think it was on this show, about a date that the Senate was going to vote on marijuana legalization. Well, that date has come and gone. We'll talk about that. Also, Louisiana medical marijuana delays with their program. We will talk about all of that, of course, but first, Cannabis News is brought to you by Natureside, nature-side.com. Their organic, all-natural pesticides will help you grow safe and poison-free. Don't use harmful chemicals. Be regulatory compliant when it comes to pesticides in the state that you are growing in. You can do all of these things with Natureside, nature-side.com, a proud sponsor of Cannabis News. This first story by Marijuana Times at marijuanatimes.org by yours truly. Is the word marijuana as racist as the N-word? Now, I understand most people reading this article, as I point out in the article, and most people listening and watching this show, if they're ranking the racism quotient, I don't know how you quantify it, but you know what I'm talking about. You can in your head. Between the N-word and the word marijuana, the N-word, of course, brings up a history of hundreds of years where tens of millions of people were held in bondage and tortured and murdered and made to work in inhumane conditions. And marijuana, again, I'm not, as I point out in the article, I'm not denying the racist origins of the word marijuana. I'm not denying the racist origins of marijuana prohibition. Anybody who's looked into the issue knows that marijuana prohibition has racist roots. It was built on racism, from Harry Anslinger all the way up to Richard Nixon. But to compare the two, I would submit is not really a thing. So why are we even talking about it? Well, in New Jersey, the Compassion Party's Attorney General candidate in Rhode Island, Alan Gordon, he was at a high school. He was doing a debate, kind of a question and answer debate. Someone asked him a question about marijuana, and they used the word marijuana twice, which is a common mistake considering the fact that marijuana is the most used word to describe the psychoactive cannabis plant, the one that's not industrial hemp, the one you smoke or consume to usually get high, but also to get its medical benefits. You can obviously smoke, you get high CBD strains of marijuana, but for the most part, it is the high producing plant that we're talking about. Now, if you look on Google, marijuana is the most searched word above cannabis, weed, ganja, dope, doobies, joints, spliffs, all of that. Marijuana is the most searched term. So, it's a common mistake for someone to call it marijuana. And again, I'm not denying the racist origins of that word. It was a slang term meant to demean, connect marijuana, connect cannabis in the minds of people with the Mexicans that apparently were, invading from the south with their devil's lettuce. Anyway, and you see the video in the, or a video about it, a couple of videos about it, actually. The article, of course, I'm talking about. All the articles I talk about, linked in the description of this video. So this guy, he throws a little fit. Mr. Gordon, he throws a little fit. He says this marijuana is comparable to the N-word, and he spells out the N-word with the hard R. Instead of saying it, he spells it out. And people in the crowd just went nuts. Like they, I guess they agree. I get that he's trying to point out the racist origin of the prohibition and of the word marijuana. I get it. He's trying to generate press for what he's doing, whatever. But it's not really comparable. And he seemed a little, he's a little wound up. And yes, I understand. I've said many times before, the war on marijuana, the marijuana prohibition, cannabis prohibition, has destroyed millions and millions of lives, untold millions of families, just so much damage. As Trump would say, so much damage. So much damage. Mucho damage. In any case. That's my my rant about his rant. Hopefully I'll remember to go look and see how he did on election day. The Compassion Party. I don't know anything about the Compassion Party, but I'm thinking that, I'm thinking it's not going to be good. But maybe better now. Who knows? He's getting some press. We'll see. Anyway, next story. NorthJersey.com, legal weed delay. New Jersey lawmakers will miss October deadline for marijuana legalization vote. Imagine that. New Jersey's top Democrats in the legislature acknowledged that they will not meet their self-imposed deadline this month to vote on a bill to legalize recreational marijuana. At least one of them says he needs Governor Phil Murphy's help to get the measure passed. Some Democrats in the Senate are taking a different position on the proposal to legalize and tax the drug. Senate President Stephen Sweeney said. Sweeney did not name those lawmakers or disclose their reasons for withholding support, but he called on Murphy to intervene so the Senate can get the 21 necessary votes for the bill to pass. For his part, Governor Murphy says that he told Sweeney to send him a list of people that he needed to whip or whatever they say in the legislative parlance to prod, to poke, whatever. Go poke some lawmakers. You want a list of lawmakers to go poke about marijuana legalization. And he says he never got the list, but Sweeney says he did send the list. So, it's paperwork. There's no marijuana legalization in New Jersey because of a paperwork snafu. The email didn't go through, went in the spam folder, I guess. I don't know. The internet, it has so many problems. Now, look at this. Again, sometimes I digress during this show because something technical has happened. My pet peeve is technical snafus. Look at this. I do screenshots of every story, so you can see what story I'm talking about. And for some reason, lately, some of the screenshots have ended up like this. And I missed it. It's full screen. All that white space. So much white space. Is that the flu? I don't know. But it's annoying. Anyway, Louisiana medical marijuana delayed after state forced to do product testing, a company says. Now when I go to the smaller one, it looks even worse. Because there's so much wasted space. That should all be story. And I don't remember looking like that. It was right in front of me. Did I not see it? Did they somehow slip it past me? Now we're getting into the conspiracy theory portion of the show. The screenshots. What's going on with the screenshots? Anyway, for the last couple of days, if you listen on audio, you're probably better off. It's off the rails here. Off the rails. I think 5 days a week for almost a year, I'd have this down, but no. Anyway, this last story is from the advocate.com, again about Louisiana. The first batch of legal medical marijuana in Louisiana won't be on the shelves until January at the earliest. 2 months later than hoped, with the state agriculture department having to take on product testing after an unsuccessful effort to find an independent lab to do the work. GB Sciences, which was hired by LSU to be one of the state's 2 sanctioned growers on marijuana, expects it will provide samples of the drug to the Louisiana Department of Agriculture and Forestry for testing around November 1st. Department of Forestry is getting involved. The first round of testing will take 4 to 6 weeks, said Department spokeswoman Veronica Musgrove. Then the department will test the final product to ensure the formulation in the bottles matches what is on the label. The second round of testing will take a shorter amount of time, but Musgrove said it was not yet clear exactly How long? John Davis, president of GB Sciences, Louisiana, said, quote, I'm anticipating we won't see a product available until January. So if you live in Louisiana and you're counting on medical marijuana, well, there's delays. Kind of a theme in this show. I mean, it'd be interesting to go back through all the episodes and see what percentage of time I spend talking about delays in the implementation of marijuana law reform. It's quite a bit. That's my official count. It's quite a bit. Thanks everybody for checking out the show. Hanging in there with me through all this, through the flu. You're great. Keep sharing, liking, and commenting on the videos. If you subscribe on YouTube, click the little notification bell so you know when a new episode of Cannabis News has dropped. As the kids say, continue to check out marijuanatimes.org, or the articles, great writers, social media networks, or links, rather. Click the video tab to find this show. And, of course, thank you to NatureSide, nature-side.com, for being an awesome sponsor of the show. Go check them out. Thanks, everybody, for checking us out. Tomorrow is Halloween. Be safe. And we'll see you next time, right here on Cannabis News.